We look at the draft sometimes as, well, we'll find our star in the draft. And there are some stars, they're just not ready-made. Keep in mind, Cooper Flagg is around the same age as LeBron was when LeBron came into the NBA. I think there's maybe 8 or 10 days difference between their ages. And Cooper Flagg kind of circumvented the, hey, you got to go to college for a year. So he reclassified. He should be graduating from high school. He should have just graduated maybe last week. But he reclassified, played on a really good team at Montverde in Florida, and went to Duke. So now he's coming out as an 18-year-old. Same age as LeBron, basically. Here is LeBron James talking about Cooper Flagg.
I personally think that he wants to be great. You know, he had a hell of a year at Duke. A guy that can do so many different things on the floor, can play with the ball, can play without the ball. You know, his jump shot is going to continue to get better, super athletic, quick second jump. And also, he gets to join a team that's established.
Right.
With Hall of Fame guys, Klay Thompson, Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, right off the bat, Hall of Fame coach Jason Kidd. You know, these guys are like, they can give him the whole blueprint, and I think that's going to be an incredible thing for him to have.
LeBron didn't have that when he came out and went to the Cavaliers. That's from the Mind the Game podcast that LeBron does with Steve Nash. If Cooper Flagg was a quarterback and we were leading up to the draft, we would have already heard he doesn't do this. Here's the downside. Here's some negatives. I haven't heard any negatives of Cooper Flagg. Now, I'm sure there are. As LeBron said, he can improve his jump shot. But in the NFL draft, what happens with these quarterbacks? They either start out where you don't know much about, and then you get a riser, and then all of a sudden somebody slips into the first round or in the lottery. Or this guy can't miss, to then leading up to the draft, he can miss. We got big questions about him. Happens every year. But with Cooper Flagg, I mean, we don't nitpick with NBA draft picks. We don't nitpick with high draft picks in Major League Baseball. But we do with football, certainly at the quarterbacking position. But Cooper Flagg, he is a quarterback, or should be treated as a quarterback. And we'll talk to Jay Billis. What are the negatives or downside or things that Cooper, I mean, he's only 18. He can't be, the full package right now. Now, that doesn't mean he won't be, but at 18, he's going to be an 18-year-old at times out on the NBA floor. But, looking at what he's done so far, seems to have done everything right, and feels like there's a lot of momentum on him going to the right team. That's key, too. As I talked about this many times in different sports, you can be great and go to a bad team and not have a great career. You can be good and go to a great team and have a great career. And this is where you look at just how much is expected of you. Victor Wembanyama went to the Spurs. Now, I think he's going to be the best player in the sport within the next couple of years. But he wasn't asked to do much. He's playing in San Antonio. We've seen players play there. There's not the media scrutiny. He was able to kind of develop. Hopefully the blood clot is going to be healed and he'll be fine, and that won't be an issue for him. But you go there. How many wins did San Antonio have last year? How many did they have the previous year? Nobody cared. We allowed him to develop. Cooper Flagg's going to go to Dallas. I don't think he'll be the rookie of the year because he's going to go to Dallas and he'll have Kyrie eventually. You have AD. You have Klay Thompson. They got some front court guys. Like, he's going to be asked to do, basically, it'll change from night to night probably. Hey, you might be scoring a little bit more. Hey, it might be rebounding a little bit more. Maybe it's passing a little bit more. I don't think that he'll be locked into, you better get your 20 shots. You better get, you got to get 20 points. I don't think that he'll be asked to do that. I think if he does, that'll be a luxury. But I think Jason Kidd easing him in and letting him find out exactly what this team needs and what he can add to that team. But you've already got guys who've won championships. You got, an experienced head coach. As LeBron said, you got a future Hall of Fame coach in Jason Kidd. And now you're asking Cooper Flagg to just be one of the guys. If he went to Washington, if he went to Brooklyn, he's not allowed to be just one of the guys. Now he's going to be, when you watch them play, you're going to kind of have to find him. If he played with Brooklyn or Washington or some of these other bad, Charlotte, you're going to be like, oh, man. Because defenses can't load up on him in Dallas. In Brooklyn and Washington or Charlotte, they will. So he can stand out for a variety of reasons. But I think going to the right team at the right time, and understand this, he's 18. And I said he's probably going to make $1 billion on the court in the NBA when it's all said and done. Let's just say he's an all-star many times over. Let's say he's an all-star 6 times, 7 times. 18 years of age. That next contract, 22. Next contract, 27, 26. Next contract, 30, 31. And these are contracts where you're going to make $250, $300 million. At least the new TV deal is 11 years. He is going to be 29 years of age when this new TV deal is done. Over the course of those 11 years, what's he going to make? He'll make $500 million. And that's just on the court. Somebody's got to get paid. Like, we go crazy when we go, can you believe that guy makes $50 million? Well, there's an amount of money, and you got to pay it to somebody because you only have a certain number of players on the roster. And that's where you're going to get somebody's going to get to $80 million here, and it's probably Shai Gilgeous or Luka. At some point, they're going to make $80 million. I mean, we're not far off from $100 million a year. But Cooper Flagg is ready to go number 1 to the Dallas Mavericks. Yes, Paulie.
They project, a few different business websites project in 2028, the supermax salary will be $72 million a year and should go up $6 million a year every year after that, at least.
But we do lock in and we go, okay, maybe a Luka or Victor Wembanyama or Cooper Flagg. But there are times when you get guys who are undrafted. You know, Fred VanVleet, he was one of the cornerstones of the Raptors when they won a title. Ben Wallace, undrafted, heart of the Pistons' 04 championship run. Hall of Famer. You know, you get these guys where they kind of slip through the cracks, but those guys are so instrumental